When did you start working somewhere outside of the home?
Oh, that was 38 years ago when I started being treasurer down here, 38 years ago.
What inspired you to take that job?
My neighbor, Dale Hasley, was on the board. He was clerk. And he just came over at my house one evening and he said, we're looking for a treasurer. Theirs had, I think, more or less, she just quit. And he said, would you like that kind of job? Well, of course I did. I wanted a job. $35 a month. Started out $35. So, yeah. And he said, well, I'm going to tell them. Of course, he was just the clerk, but he told the council. And the next month, they called me in, 1st of January, to take it. So I wound up there that long.
So you really enjoyed it?
Oh, I did. I really did. Mm-hmm.
And what all did you do there?
Well, I signed checks. The first few years I delivered, we would have firemen's checks. Retired firemen, we had several from Tipton. Even like if the man had passed away, the woman still drew a check. Well, I'd make those checks out and deliver them to the house, just purposely, just to go to the house. And then I just signed checks a lot of times, and I had airport that I had keep up the records on it. But it got where I didn't have a lot to do. Not a lot.
And you retired when?
January of this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, how does it feel to possibly be the oldest elected official in the state of Oklahoma?
Feels like I'm old. But actually, I wasn't sure whether that was, I guess everybody knew at that age that I was the oldest. And see, I had an opponent 2 different years when I ran. And I beat them both out.
Did you have much of a, was your campaign very extensive?
The first one wasn't, but then the second, and I just knew I'd not win because it was a younger woman, and I felt like, well, she may have needed it more than I did, and I just knew she'd beat me. I think I beat her by 119. So anyway, it's been luck for me.
So how old were you in 1973 when you started?
Was I 70?
So you got that big. It's going to be 96.
I hadn't figured out how old I was, but I already had grandchildren at that time.
So what's your secret to being so active and being 95?
I guess
That's
just
great
being
help.
silly.
Honest.
Mostly silly
She loves
and having a good time.